So, what the fuck is going on in the combat sports world? We've got Dillon Danis potentially facing Mike Perry instead of Logan Paul. KSI and Tommy Fury, Khamzat Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman, and Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev 2. What a crazy week. So, initially, Logan Paul was set to face Dillon Danis for ages. Danis has been trolling him relentlessly with spamming pictures of Logan's fiancée, Nina, with other men and other suspect shit. Nina, or let's be honest, Logan, has filed a lawsuit, essentially forcing Danis to participate in the fight so he can afford to pay the fees for the foreseeable future. Now, after last night's press conference, it seems Logan Paul won't be fighting, and Mike Perry will be facing Dillon Danis? Surely there is no way Danis faces Perry in a boxing match?
Nope.
It's an absolute clusterfuck, to be honest. But that being said, the Abu Dhabi card has now been greatly improved, with the main event being a rematch between Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovski. I see a lot of people giving Volkanovski props for taking the fight on short notice when Islam has been in a training camp for Charles Oliveira. But something that people aren't mentioning is Islam also taking the fight. He has everything to lose and not much to gain from this fight. Volkanovski, if he wins, becomes a double champion of the UFC, defeats Islam in enemy territory, did it on short notice, and pretty much becomes the GOAT. Whereas Islam, if he loses in front of his home fans, loses to a guy on short notice, loses the lightweight belt, and Volk keeps the featherweight belt anyway. So, as much as I respect Volkanovski for flying to enemy territory on 10 days' notice and preparing, I respect Islam just as much, if not more. People just love to hate on the Dagestanis because Khabib never gave anyone a rematch, but Islam has proven he will rematch people, as he was preparing for Charles and has now accepted the fight with Volkanovski on short notice too. If Islam wins, Volk also has the excuse that Islam had a full camp, whereas if Volk wins, Islam will be mocked for losing to a guy with no camp. It's almost a lose-lose situation for Islam, and he won the first fight anyway, so regardless of what people say, he should already be the pound-for-pound #1 fighter. Now, what about Usman versus Chimaev? This fight is going to be much closer than people think. Yes, I do see Chimaev being the more physical and stronger of the two, but he showed in the Burns fight to be vulnerable. You can argue it's the BJJ threat of Gilbert Burns that made Chimaev wary of engaging on the ground, but Usman does have fantastic takedown defense. If anyone is going to be able to stop the takedown of Chimaev, it's someone like Usman. They both have one-punch knockout power, and at this point, especially after taking that head kick from Leon Edwards, Chimaev probably has a better chin than Usman. But that being said, that head kick would have slept any man, and I'm sure Chimaev would have gone to sleep too if it had connected. So you can't really say Usman's chin is gone just due to that one fight. Age and wear and tear are obviously going to play a factor. Usman has notoriously bad knees, which I'm surprised no one has taken a page out of John Jones' book and oblique kicked the fuck out of them. But anyway, I doubt Chimaev will have this game plan either. If anyone gets a finish, I think it will be Chimaev getting a rear naked choke, as Usman gives his back a lot when trying to get to his feet. But ultimately, I'm going to take Chimaev by decision, I think. It's a tough call. I think Usman can beat him, but I'm not sure if Usman, right now, can. I think he's past his prime, and Chimaev is going to be too physical and get the better of the exchanges. But yeah, I'm taking Chimaev by decision or submission. Back to the Logan Paul situation, yeah, I definitely don't see Danis facing Mike Perry. So if Logan doesn't show up, then I just think that fight gets scrapped or postponed. Mike Perry would absolutely massacre Dillon Danis in boxing. He'd actually have a better chance in MMA, although I'd still favor Perry there too. As for KSI and Tommy Fury, wow, KSI is just fucking embarrassing. He came out to the press conference dressed like Logan Paul's fiancee's cucumber and started talking all this trash about how fast and how different he is. The only thing different about you is that you're so bad at boxing that it's hard to actually fight you because there's no technique. Michael Bisping discussed it before, pointing out that facing a novice can be more challenging because they lack a structured training background, leading to unpredictable and unconventional movements. In contrast, a professional with proper training tends to follow standard techniques, making it easier to anticipate their actions. This is the only advantage KSI has over Tommy Fury, is that he's so bad he's unpredictable and could catch him with some terrible punch that lands on his chin. But Tommy is actually a boxer who has grown with boxing, around boxing, has won amateur fights, has fought professionally, and has beaten Jake Paul, who is way better at boxing than KSI. I really hope Tommy knocks KSI the fuck out, and I hope Logan Paul turns up and Dillon Danis beats the piss out of him too. But you never know what's going to happen. Even by the time I finish this video, it'll be old news. Combat sports are fucking mental, and I absolutely love it. See you all in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.